Dr. West, it's great to finally meet you.
Nice to see you, though, brother.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You're a highly respected activist, philosopher, and you're running for President of the United States. Why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you believe in, and what you're trying to accomplish here.
Well, I'm basically mama's child and daddy's kid who's been committed to truth and justice, trying to live a life in such a way that I can leave the world a little better than I found it. And that for me, that means always putting a premium on poor people and working people, no matter what color, gender, sexual orientation, here and around the world. But I come out of a black freedom context, so that the legacies of Martin Luther King Jr. and Fannie Lou Hamer mean much to me. And the question is, how do you keep it alive?
Yeah. Many Americans today look at Biden and Trump and ask themselves, how are these our choices? It's clear that these two men are not the best America has to offer. Why do you think that is? And why do you think the establishment choices are so poor?
Well, what has happened is American politics has become thoroughly dominated with big money. And big money curtails the will of everyday people, no matter where they are. Vast number of Americans want single-payer health care. Can't get it through. Big pharmaceutical companies don't want it. There's a whole host of issues that the American people actually want, but they can't get because big money stands in the way. And so people become highly discouraged, frustrated. So you end up with, two figures, not just figures, but two parties that are just beyond redemption. I mean, it's so much of what they stand for represents the worst of America. Organized greed, institutionalized contempt of others, and an indifference toward the vulnerable. Yeah. Both parties represent that.
Do you think we should be worried about the duopoly that the Republican and Democratic Party have over political power here?
Well, we either do away with the duopoly or we end up with such mediocre, mendacious leaders tied to militarism and tied to an organized greed at the top that we lose everything. When I say lose everything, I mean we lose the best of the history of this country, we lose the best of the history of the species.
So the other day you visited Columbia University students. Can you tell me a little about what you saw and what you witnessed there? How was it?
Well, I was blessed to be at the encampment there at University of Pittsburgh today, and I saw the same thing. I saw young people of all colors and genders and sexual orientations and religious and non-religious identities standing up for truth and justice and trying to cast a limelight on a genocide, on an ethnic cleansing, and on an apartheid-like situation of Palestinians. And it's a beautiful thing. It's just a matter of the response and the reaction of so many of the administrators. At Columbia, University, Texas, Austin, we can go on and on. I was glad to see the peaceful condition there.
So what happened yesterday at the University of Texas in Austin, Greg Abbott ordered state troopers to come onto campus to arrest and suppress the pro-Palestinian demonstrators. Is this something that we should worry about as hurting free speech in America?
Oh, absolutely.
Is this setting a dangerous precedent?
Absolutely. That level of repression, very, very much so. And you want everybody to be able to lift their voice. We got to fight for freedom of expression. People you disagree with as well as agree with you.
Yeah.
But when you have that level of repression, it puts such deep fear in people's souls and hearts. Is this what it takes to raise your voice and simply say, we want an end to genocide, we want an end to occupation? And those who support that kind of repression now may discover the repression comes to their house. And then they'll be saying the same thing. Because it would still be wrong.
True.
Still be wrong.
What do you think we can do as like a movement to counteract this problem?
We've got to be organized and we've got to be in solidarity based on moral and spiritual grounds, my brother.
Yes, sir.
So.
On injustice.
Yes.
They want to be activists, but it's sometimes hard for them to figure out how to do that. Do you have any advice for them?
Oh, no, you want to study what young people have done in the past. Never imitate, but be knowledgeable of what they did in the past. And then find your context where you feel as if the gifts that you have can be most effective. All of us have different gifts. You look like a poet. You look like a musician. Well, that's a different gift than others, right?
Yeah.
Use that gift to give to others. That's the key in some organized context.
Thank you for taking the time.